Hi, I'm David Terrar and welcome to our weekly show, Cloud Industry Forum presents TWF! I'm really loving our cool newsroom virtual reality, mixed reality set. It's great. I'm the CEO of the Cloud Industry Forum, which is a not-for-profit trade body championing and advocating for cloud software, platform and services providers and infrastructure. We've got members like Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, Fujitsu, OVH Cloud, Wolters Kluwer, Escrow London, Softworks, and Lenovo have just joined, which is really cool. If you want to find out more about us, go to cloudindustryforum.org. So this is a weekly show, goes out live every Monday. Each show starts with technology news, stories and gossip and things that we believe might be significant for the cloud ecosystem. And every week we interview a guest. Those guests might be one of our members explaining what they do, or it could be a book author or an industry expert or someone with a cool product, someone with a cool approach to business. From episode 4 onwards, we're actually on the lookout for speakers to come and contribute. So if you want to connect with me, you can put a comment in the underneath this on LinkedIn. You could send an email to info@cloudindustryforum.org. I'm easy to connect with. I'm at DT on Twitter. I'm David_Terrar on Threads. I've got an unusual surname, so I'm sure be easy to find on the web. For our first 3 episodes, we're actually doing a kind of a 3-part review of what we think is important in terms of technology news for 2023. And I think that this year is a pivotal year in our technology sector, and it's the start of something new, something different. But we'll get into more of that. Now, obviously, the top technology story of 23 is pretty obviously ChatGPT, Generative AI, and all of the AI talk and discussion. Over 6 months, we've still got AI-related content and news coming into our feeds every day. OpenAI actually released the product in November. It went past 1 million users in 5 days. As of today, there are 100 million users, and the ChatGPT website generates about 1.8 billion visitors a month. This is very definitely something different that's happening. Is AI our friend or our foe? What jobs will it displace? How can it be used for good? Look how it can be used by criminals for bad. Look how you can screw up if you load your company data into the public version. The EU was debating regulation about it just a couple of weeks ago. It was the largest part of discussions throughout the recent London Tech Week. But hang on, AI is not a new topic. The first paper on the topic was actually written by Alan Turing in 1950. And there have been forms of AI and machine learning around for ages. It's a while back that the IBM supercomputer was beating someone at chess, someone else at Go. Interesting. One of the things it will explore on that is the interview with Mark Osborn later on in this show. There are plenty of examples of content creation as well, in words and music and art. So it's actually interesting that AI is not just challenging the number crunching roles, but actually the creative roles as well. I've seen great examples of using ChatGPT to create programs. And I wonder if programmers will become curators rather than creators. All very interesting. So that's one of the most important topics. The next one we're going to talk about, and I'm an environmentalist, so this one's important to me, is sustainability. We've been talking to this for quite some while, but for me it's felt like a kind of a tick box exercise for corporations. But coming into this year, our members and other organisations in the tech space are getting serious about it. They're actually seeing it as a key part of environmental, social and governance. They're seeing the value in it, seeing it as a differentiator. Our own annual research report actually highlights the fact that customers are adding sustainability to their criteria, so it's becoming a hot topic. That's really good. Another big story coming into this year is the failure of cryptocurrency exchanges like FTX. Now, I'm a big fan of blockchain technology and distributed ledger technology in general, but I'm very skeptical about cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and tokenization, and I'm not so sure about NFTs, non-fungible tokens. However, what has got less attention in the news is actually much more important, and that's the rise of CBDCs. What the hell is that, you might say? Central bank digital currencies. Our very own Bank of England is looking at them. Now, these aren't cryptocurrencies, although they might use distributed ledger technology. The key is that they're a central bank-supported digital currency. In our case, the digital pound will be denominated in sterling and its value will be stable. And just like banknotes, £10 in digital pounds would always be exactly the same as a £10 banknote. But it's not just the UK. Believe it or not, as of today, 130 countries representing 98% of the global GDP are actually exploring CBDC. In May 2020, only 35 countries were considering it. 64 of the 130 that are looking at it now are actually in some sort of an advanced phase of exploration with a product in development or a pilot, or they're even ready to launch. 19 of the G20 countries are actually included in that advanced stage of development. 9 of them are already in pilot. Over 11 countries have a fully launched digital currency. Now, that to me is all happening without much fanfare. It's really getting real. And now, today's guest is Mark Osborn of IBM, and some of you may know that I've got an IBM connection back 100 years ago. We're going to be talking about AI and data and stuff. But Mark, can you please kind of introduce yourself and tell me about your new gig? Because I know you're just moving into a new job in IBM.
I am, and if the connection goes back 100 years, that's you must have joined, like, I think it was right at the very beginning of the company then. So you can tell me all about that sometime. So my new role is I've just started actually on Monday this week as the EMEA, so that's Europe, Middle East, and Africa leader for our ecosystem for data and AI. So that's ecosystem means our channel, our business partners, system integrators, that type of organization for our data and AI software organization within an IBM. And actually before that, I was looking after the technical professionals also within our ecosystem. So staying with our partners, continuing to build on that.
Excellent. Well, obviously AI and data is a great thing to move into. What do you think about the explosion of talk about AI and ChatGPT coming out in November and getting to 1 million users in 5 days, and I think it's something like 1.8 billion visits to the website a month. What do you think of all that?
Well, I mean, it's incredible. It is obviously an inflection point for AI. We're at the point. I mean, some people have talked about the kind of the Netscape moment or the Spotify moment. It's the point where you go from organizations and businesses saying, "Oh, we'll add on some AI onto this," right? To the point where they're saying, "Actually, no, it's going to be based on AI. It's going to be AI plus," right? And I think that's what's changed. You've got the C-suites talking about how AI can completely accelerate the business. So it's kind of it's gone from a push to a pull within the IT business, which is great, right? But what the challenge for us now is as an industry is to lead the way from a conversation where where it's about, yes, I've got ChatGPT and I can use it as a sort of a hyped up search and for doing fun things and generating fun images, to actually AI as a tool that can actually accelerate business and automate and really make a transition in the industry in a reliable, dependable, right, and trustworthy way.
Now, I get all that, and obviously one of the reasons we're still talking about it is it's insanely powerful. But what are the dangers?
I think there's always a lot of hype around AI, and immediately every news article somebody kind of inserts a picture of of a Terminator on the side and or of HAL on the other side, right? But I think the dangers we need to look kind of closer to the now rather than the sort of these hypothetical ones, because that distracts us from the real challenges, right? Which is the provenance of data, right? We all know about garbage in and garbage out. It is the fundamental basis of the IT industry, and it applies to AI just as much. AI is at the end of the day, it's just a fancy computer working with the data that it has. And the danger is that the data is rubbish. That is the danger. And that's what, when we deploy AI in a business context to make decisions about your business, to make decisions about your mortgage or about your employment, you need to actually understand, how was that decision made, on what basis, and can I trust the organization and the infrastructure that is making that decision, coming to that conclusion, or even driving that car, right?
Excellent. So in the new team that you're in charge of, what kinds of examples and use cases is your new team working on?
Oh wow! I mean, well, the interesting thing is, I mean, this is AI is something that IBM's been working on for years, right? We've been there at the forefront. If you go back to Kasparov and Deep Blue, to the Jeopardy game, and so on. So it's always there, and it's continued, right? So we've been working with major banks in this country for some years now, on virtual assistants, to actually help people, not just a simple chatbot to answer questions, but actually opening a new bank account, or actually making a change to someone's mortgage during the pandemic, when there was a shortage of people available, when people are queued up, and actually implementing that at short notice and connecting it into the systems of the organizations, right? This is bread and butter, right? And we've been doing this for some time. And then, I mean, what else we've done in our ecosystem organization? We just announced that we're going to be working with SAP to actually to help bring better customer service and solutions to their customers worldwide, powered by the IBM AI engine. So, I mean, just a couple of examples, right? That is happening. I mean, there's going to be, and we're working on a whole bunch of other things around coding and sustainability, and there's a lot more on its way.
And when you and I were talking about this the other day, you mentioned data fabric and the importance of that. So tell us a bit about the approach and data fabric.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's really important. And we talked, and just now we talked about trust and the quality of the data, right? Any AI decision-making model, automation tool is only as good as the data foundation it's based on. And we've built up a really solid a data architecture based on our Cloud Pack for Data implementation, which is a hybrid cloud deployment that is there at the heart of everything. And we're making an announcement. We just made an announcement, and we're about to make a launch in the next day or so on our what's the next data lakehouse tooling, which is a modern open standards tooling for bringing in different data from different sources. So it's vitally important that you have a modern infrastructure that is based on open standards, that is hybrid, that is flexible, that can bring in new data, legacy data, but also bring in the security, so that you can only see the data you're allowed to see, and that sensitive personal information is excluded, and so on, depending on your rights from the organization, but also allows innovation for new tools and new solutions like the AI tools. Really, really important. It's the heart of what we do. It's heart of what we've always done. And that's at the heart of the IBM data and AI portfolio.
Excellent. Now, I believe you're working with both the OpenAI kind of tools and Watson X AI. What are you using each of those different things for? How are they different?
Well, it's not necessarily a question of difference. It's a question of actually taking that, taking both, we're talking about, foundational models, and different types of models that are out there, and actually bringing them into a solution. So we're going to be, we're announcing our Watson X.AI tool which gives you a studio that helps you either utilize a set of foundation models from IBM for driving AI solutions, or bringing in open source models, but also different ways of tuning them, or and you doing prompting to actually make them more effective and deliver the capabilities you need. So we've got that coming in. So it's not really a question of a difference, it's about applying them into a business context.
Now, you mentioned trust a lot in answer to earlier questions. How are you handling the kind of like the ethics issues and the bias issues that can come?
Well, exactly, and that's really, really important. So it's to be able to actually trace back the way that the decision is done, and that's at the heart of our again the what's the next governance, which is the third part of the set of announcements we've made in recent days, and that is actually understanding the model, knowing how the decisions have been made, being able to reconcile that and go back to the data source. So that's the third part of it, and that's also vitally important and is really essential for anybody who's deploying AI solutions today.
Excellent. Now I know that because of what you're talking about, some jobs are going to be taken by the kind of automation that you're talking about. What's your view? Is it going to be positive overall for the economy in the longer term?
Oh, I think definitely yes. We're introducing we're making the economy more efficient, and that is going to generate more wealth and more jobs. And I think in any automation throughout history, from going back to the spinning jenny right up to the internet revolution that you and I lived through, it's always the case that you get some disruption, but it is always the case that it is additive, right? Because the efficiency breeds more wealth, which breeds more opportunities and more business. So I think there's going to be definite growth. I think the more it's adopted in more industries, right, the more growth we will get, right? But there's a lot to be done, a lot of work to be done. It's not going to happen from today to tomorrow. We'll see the early adopters, we'll see the late adopters, but as it permeates through industry and society and government, we'll see it will see an enormous amount of growth.
Excellent. Now that you've moved into this new area with AI and data as the core of what you're doing, what is there about it that makes you excited, this new challenge?
Oh, wow. I think it's incredibly exciting because we're taking this technology that we've known is incredibly exciting and has an immense power to bring value to our customers. And, we're now actually, we're able to take it out, to every organization. I think that's what's the most exciting thing is, right? And data is the heart of everything we do today. And that's the foundation we talked about. And that's, it's not under the covers, it's the heart of it, right? And now we're taking that data and we are driving massive value, right? At the heart of every business, every organization, every government institution. I think that's the most exciting thing. I think we're at the cusp of a transformation as big as the one we saw in the internet era.
Excellent stuff. Is there anything you want to add? Anything you think we've missed that we could talk about?
Hey, look, I think we've covered a lot of the key points here. I think what I would say is we watch out for the announcements we're doing. Have a look at what we're doing at Wimbledon right this week. There's some really fun examples there. So you can try some things out, think about how think about the areas where you can add where AI can do transformation, and it's all about automating tasks, right? It's about automating development, automating customer interactions, automating data sources. So I think that's where I'd look. But yeah, go out, try it out, right? Play with it. We're making a lot of tools available.
It's well worth it. I'm pleased to say that I've been to the IBM bunker a couple of times when Wimbledon's been on, and I'm always impressed with what you guys are doing with the championship there and all of the data you give to both the audience and the players. It's really quite brilliant, and I can imagine the extra that you're doing with the AI laid over the top of it is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's a great showcase.
Excellent. Well, Mark, that's been a really great story. It's good to hear and it sounds like you're really pumped for the new challenge. I wish you well with it. Thanks very much.
Great. Thanks, David.
Well, that's today's show. I really hope you enjoyed Mark and his talk about AI and data. We're going to be on every Monday from this point on. If you liked this, please tell us so in the comments below. If you've got any feedback or suggestions for us, put it there. You can email us at info@cloudindustryforum.org. You can connect with me. We really look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks very much.